Somehow we are already at the second half of Genshin's latest update, meaning there is a brand new character for us to test out. And he has some really cool idle animations, which are the only things that I've seen from him so far. I did go ahead and put 2 artifacts on him that I've not even leveled, but it's the only 2 artifacts on this set that I've gotten that have double crit, which I've been farming this domain since Llama came out, and I just can't get anything good even for Llama. But back when I was on the creator experience server and testing out Llama, Flins was on there and I could have used him. I just couldn't actually show anything in the video. But because I couldn't show any of it, I decided I would stand in solidarity with all of you, and I would wait until he officially released before I checked out anything to do with his kit. I am enjoying the fact that he's ascending into crit damage, and as you could probably see, I tried to farm up as much of the boss drops as I could beforehand. Everything else I can go gather or craft. I'll just need a couple more boss drops to fully ascend him. But let's go ahead for now and get him up to level 80. So I really only need 3 more runs of the boss. That should definitely be doable. As for his weapon, I obviously do not have his signature weapon. I kind of wish I did, but if we look at his weapon, it's crit rate, and then obviously it boosts Lunar-Charged damage, and also increases crit damage and gives some elemental energy, so it's a pretty good weapon for him. However, I feel like this is also not too bad for him. It gives us some crit rate and increases his attack as he attacks, but currently I also don't play with any character that uses this weapon. So kind of similarly to how I gave Skirk Ayato's weapon, because I didn't have anyone that used that. At least for now, I think I'll let Flins hold on to this, which also means I don't have too much leveling that I have to do for the weapon. I'll just go ahead and get that taken care of. Then unless I do end up getting his signature, he'll be holding on to this. I'm gonna be honest, I've been spending all my resin on the boss or his artifact domain. I forgot that he's gonna need talent materials. I mean, I have a couple fragile resin, but definitely not that much. Before I try to farm that though, let's upgrade these 2 artifacts. See if we can get a little lucky with the rolls. Okay, crit damage, we love that. Crit rate, we love that as well. Another crit damage. And finally, attack percent. So really, not bad. It's so disappointing to me that this is my best flower after all the farming I've done. It's the only one with double crit, and I know he does like elemental mastery a little bit as well, or at least I should say I'm assuming he likes elemental mastery since his signature weapon gives him some, and he's designed to be on a Lunar-Charged team where you kind of want some elemental mastery. Okay, this artifact is not going so well. For the time being, I'm just gonna give him 3 random artifacts. That way I can at least try to use him. But let's go ahead and check out these animations because I haven't seen them yet. Normal attack. We got some normal attacks as you might expect. And then which charged attack does he have? He doesn't have the dash, thank goodness. I don't know if his skill is a press or a hold, so I'm just gonna press it. And then he pulls out the lantern and oh, he applies Electro to his attacks. And then I can press E again. What does that do? It put spears. What if I hold E? I think it does the same. But it looks like I mean, I'm just guessing here. You keep doing this for a while and then eventually do this. The burst also looks like it changes when you use the second form of his skill. And I also just realized even if you use the skill the second time, you still do get the Electro applied to the weapon. I was just timing it perfectly each time when it ran out, I guess. Let's actually apply this in combat to see how it performs. And I feel like there's only one kind of enemy that we should test this out on. So I'm not sure yet because I haven't read through his skills, whether these skills attacks skill off of skill damage or normal attacks. I didn't give him much energy recharge, so it's gonna take me a little bit to get his burst. I want to see both of them. Although if he's anything like other characters, there's probably only one that has an animation. I'm going for the fully charged one. All right, fully charged. Turn off the HUD. No animation. Big sad. That means the one that I want to see is the other one. Animation off. Boom. Still not the right one. This one? No, that's the same one. You know what? Let me just use Raiden's burst to get some energy recharge. This time, for sure, it's gonna be the one with the animation. Boom. See, it just looks so much cooler. But if he plays anything like other characters that we've seen who have 2 different kinds of bursts, then we're probably gonna end up using the one without the animation more of the time. Now though, I need to see what he actually does. All right, so I've read through his kit. It sounds like it's a good thing that I put an attack percent goblet on him, as that helps to increase the Lunar-Charged damage. But he definitely wants to be in a team with another nod-krai character. And we already have the perfect teammate. I do feel like Ino could be really good on this team as well. Electro. She's a Hydro character from nod-krai with off-field Hydro application, and her C1 gives additional elemental mastery to her and her teammates. But she's level 1, and trying to build up one new character is already taxing enough on the account, so I'll just stick with characters I already have built. So at least for now, I'm gonna add Kokomi, and then probably Yelan as well, because Flins is designed to be an on-field DPS. And I don't really need a healer, but our Kokomi right now is on more of an elemental mastery build, so Hydro application and elemental mastery could be good for Electro-Charged. Though I imagine Kazuha or my C2 Shalonen would also slot in pretty nicely here. Now that I have a better understanding of what these talents do though, I should probably attempt to level them up. And since we are trying to level Flins' talents, I'm gonna make him do the dirty work to get them. We shall set up everything. Go for that. Go for Ineffa's burst. And then we'll start doing... Oh, everything's dead already. Everything died to the setup and not to Flins. Oops. To be fair, off camera, back on Ineffa's banner, I did get her to C1, so Lunar-Charged damage can increase up to 50%, and with over 2,000 attack, we are getting all of those benefits. Ooh, wait, I want to test something. If I use the skill, swap off field, swap back, I do still lose the Electro application. I might be forgetting someone, but is Noelle the only one that keeps that from her burst? I feel like there was also someone else, but I can't remember. How much damage does your burst do? It's hard to tell, there's a lot of numbers. But if all the enemies die, then it doesn't matter. Because the answer is, it does enough damage. Look, I don't know if this is the best team, but it seems to work pretty well. I wasn't even using any of my bursts, and it's still a 17-second clear. Once I do have Flins fully built up, though, or at least built as much as I can get him in the span of one video, I'll want to test him out in both the Spiral Abyss and maybe even the Imaginarium Theater, because that just reset. Currently, Electro is one of the elements that they allow in there. Also, if we look at the multipliers in his elemental skill, we can see that it applies for the attacks he does while his skill is up, meaning I don't have to level the normal attacks. I can get the burst up to level 8, which I feel is his most important talent. I'd like to get the skill to level 8 as well, but I just don't have the resin for it. But I'll still go ahead and get that skill up to level 7. That way, because it is an odd number, it'll bother me, so eventually I will have to get it to level 8. I'm gonna quickly go ahead and try to get the rest of... Oh, wait. No, I always forget glider. Honestly, the black glider kind of fits, but it's kind of weird. The black is like a different black than is on his outfit. If this glider was like pitch black raven wings, that would look so cool on him. But he's also one of the rare Genshin Impact characters that doesn't have a lot of gold in his design besides his eyes. So the gold glider doesn't really match. I actually don't know what I want to give him. It might be Dragon Spine. Honestly, because of his lantern, the Fontaine ones kind of match. Yeah, you know what? I guess I'll go Dragon Spine. That's at least better than the default. But like I was gonna say, I'm gonna collect up the Ascension materials, use all of my fragile resin trying to get some boss drops. And I would love to say I'll also get some better artifacts, but I can't really do that. Then we'll reconvene and I'll show you something that I found kind of interesting. It might really not be that interesting, but I found it interesting. All right, so right before I show that interesting thing, this is the last time that I need to fight this boss for the boss drops. But look at this, okay? We'll just set up some basic stuff. We'll put up this burst, put up Yelan's burst, and then we go to Flins. And then we start attacking. We do the other skill. We go for the burst. Oh, that's the wrong burst. We'll go for that skill, and then we'll just keep attacking. And we do like random 160,000s in there. The boss doesn't get to set up its minions. It feels pretty smooth. It's sad because I was using this same exact team except my C6 Nilu instead of Flins. But this team clears it in about the same time, and Flins is C0, but we'll get him ascended for the last time. And he is a character that would like to be level 90. So for that reason, I will put him at level 81. He can join the queue of characters waiting to get brought up to level 90. But now for the thing that I said that I found interesting, although I'm starting to find that maybe it's not as interesting as I thought, is if you pause the game, most stuff stops moving, though we could see some things still do move. Yeah, you know what? It's not interesting because I just noticed Yelan still has some particles moving around. What I saw was I paused the game and you can't really see it there, Flins. Your outfit's blocking it there. His lantern, it's still moving, even though most stuff does freeze, but apparently not everything does. The thing that I tested it with is this. You have an actual fire that just completely freezes, but his lantern doesn't. So I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be like a lore thing, but it seems like some things just don't freeze. With my lack of resin, this is the furthest that I can build this boy for now. And obviously, the 4-piece artifact set on the Knights of the Skies Unveiling is very good for him. So I am missing out on quite a bit of damage and a lot of crit rate. Like if I could transfer his stats right now onto that new set, we would be, well, set. I suppose I'll try to take him into Imaginarium Theater. Obviously, we can only use him twice. So most of this, I'll probably just cut out of the video. Come on, I have like a 66% chance to get him here. And I do. All right, now I'm just gonna buff the crap out of Electro-Charged. You know what's funny is the first boss that we have to fight is this guy, which you want to do plunging attacks against. But when Flins activates his elemental skill, he's unable to perform plunging attacks. I'm gonna have to save him for a different boss. We made it to the second to last boss, which is good because I've really been running out of characters. I've been trying to save Flins and Ineffa for the last two bosses. Although I guess I have to save Yelan for the final boss. So we'll see a random showing from Charlotte, I guess. I imagine this should be pretty easy, although the boss takes more than 10 seconds to fully spawn in. Who thought that was a good idea? We'll go ahead, we'll set up our bursts. We'll get Kokomi doing some stuff, and then Flins time, who does some pretty good damage here. 108, there's just random like over 100,000 thrown in there. That brings us to the final boss, where I guess I'll bring Mona. More off-field hydro application. Can I? Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. I was gonna say, can I take it down before it goes into the sky? But it just instantly does that. So I think I wasted all my bursts. I'll be honest, this is one of those bosses I don't think I had to farm outside of maybe one character. So during this whole part, I don't actually know what you're supposed to do to speed it up. I've tried so many different things and nothing seems to work, but I run out of time before the boss even lands. So I'm just gonna try to knock out the shield this way, which does seem to work. So you absolutely need characters that can apply hydro at range. At least it seems like that's what they want you to do. Bursts get set up. We use our skill, start attacking, use skill again, use the burst. See, 246,000? I mean, that's pretty good. Then for the Abyss, we could just go straight to floor 12. This is kind of funny to me because it's two teams where I actually want to use Kokomi on both. So you know what, first half, we'll just bring Raiden because we can. Yelan just has to do all the hydro application herself. That seems fine. So Yelan burst, Flins take the field and start having some fun. Yeah, kind of just shreds through stuff. And that's only against one. Oh, Pickle. Well, you know what, Pickle? Here, have Flins. Deal with this. Oh, wait, you can't. 320,000? Kind of strong, which gave us a very easy 3 stars. And we've been getting very bad card options. These are like the same things that I had in the first chamber. Let's see if Flins can do it again. Spoiler alert, he probably can. Although I do need to use Raiden's burst because Yelan does not have hers back yet. All right, let's see. Flins, huge, go, more damage. Oh, you're dying. What happened? Oh, wait, this thing's it's gonna start flying. I don't really want it to do that. Oh, Flins, HP, where? Luckily, I was able to stun this thing. That was about to be very dangerous. So Flins' side has like no HP left, but that's fine. Then we just eternally bloom on the other side, which is very satisfying to use. All right, this will be a test of my skill. So we just need to not get hit. That should be super simple for me. Oh wow, that enemy just disappeared. Now this guy spawns in his minions because we're in the Abyss. He does it instantly. I'll use it as an opportunity to just get my bursts back. Then we'll set up for Flins. We'll start doing his skills. We'll throw in a burst. Look at this. Like I said, who needs HP? I definitely could have used at least one more hydro character though, but obviously I wanted to use Kokomi on this side, so it still worked. I'll be honest, I completely forgot it was the Megu Kenki squad over here. I cannot tell you how long I was just spamming to put up Kokomi's skill and she was getting tossed around like a pinball. That's fine. Like I said, who needs to heal? Oh, Nilu died off field and Nahida died on field. Kokomi, if you had just put up your skill the 80th time that I pressed it, or any of the times before, we wouldn't be in this situation. It is kind of funny though, because the side that I thought was going to really struggle with keeping characters alive did perfectly fine, and the side with Kokomi had issues. Well, you know what? Just to prove it's not a fluke, we're doing it again. Although I don't think anyone thought it was a fluke that Flins could beat this when it's kind of designed for him. And this time we'll make sure Kokomi's skill actually goes up when I press it. And would you look at that? It's easy to get 3 stars. I will say Flins is a little limited in terms of what teams he can be in. Obviously you want Electro-Charged, but for right now at least, he pretty much has to be with either Ino or Ineffa. But I always like trying to make really wacky teams, and for him, I don't know what that would be, as we need an off-field hydro applier. Farina is unfortunately not that good for reaction-based teams, so at least on my account, my options are pretty much Yelan or Kokomi, but neither is great for consistent uptime. We kind of want 2 of them paired together, thus giving us the same team that we already used. Though as we've seen, he is very effective in this team. He just kind of deletes stuff. And that's without his signature weapon or artifact set, meaning the damage can go even higher. Also, getting him up to level 90 would further increase that damage, which I could do, but I feel like that'd be unfair to the characters that have been waiting patiently in line to get to level 90. After taking some time to really look through all the different character options, I feel like this right now is probably one of Flins' best teams. I know with enough energy recharge essentially has an infinite burst time, meaning consistent hydro application. I don't think I need to explain why Ineffa's on the team. And as much as I'd love to use Kazuha, because I have him built, Sucrose is probably better in this slot, as she groups enemies, does swirl, and increases the elemental mastery of the team. Plus, with her other passive talent, increases the elemental mastery of the team even more. And if you don't have an Ineffa, I feel like this is a good spot where Auroron could slot in. And the two of them kind of have similar aesthetics, but since I do have a C1 Ineffa, I feel like the two of them are always going to be on the same team. So it is looking like I might need to be building Ino on this account soon. It's been a couple days now since the last clip was recorded. I did farm everything that we need to get his skill up to level 8 because like I said, it was gonna bother me. And I also tried farming some more of his artifacts, and I still really haven't gotten anything that I want to use. I mean, I did get an electro damage bonus goblet, which normally would be good on an electro character, but he actually wants an attack percent goblet, not electro damage bonus. But speaking on losing out on potential damage due to artifacts, I kind of forgot that Ineffa, I built her before nod-krai released, so she doesn't actually have the artifact set that I want her to have, which means I'm gonna have to farm for her as well. Luckily, they're both in the same place. But until I am able to get something usable at least on both of these sets, my lunar damage is not gonna be close to what it could be. And like I mentioned earlier, as much as I would love to get Flins' signature, I actually think I might not do that because nobody was using this weapon, so now at least someone is using it. If I get his signature, it's gonna be back to no one using it. Maybe on his rerun, if I really want the weapon, then I can get it, because hopefully by that point I should also have some better artifacts. Also, I think I just accidentally used my fragile resin when I meant to use regular resin, which I knew was gonna happen at some point. Like, as nice as this menu is, I always almost click fragile by accident, and I used my last one. Oh, I didn't notice that this reset and I hadn't done it on this account yet. I usually just do it on menacing, so I don't have to try super hard. I will attempt to go on to fearless difficulty. Dire, we don't talk about that. Dire, more like liar, because that's what you are if you think it actually exists. Oh, it really would be good to have Ino built here. Well, I am not in love with these teams, but it might work. I'd rather bring Kazuha instead of Chaska on the first team, but I need an archer. Flins should actually be very useful here, because outside of Raiden, I don't really have another great Electro DPS for another team, except for Vressa, but she kind of wants a plunge team. So I'm going to save Flins for last. Hopefully he doesn't disappoint us. I do feel like using Chaska might be a waste of my time here, but I need bursts anyways. Oh, Chaska almost died. I'm waiting for this dude to will not kill me. That is definitely not what I was waiting for. I thought it was gonna take flight a lot sooner. If it's not gonna do that, then I guess I'll just use all my bursts when I get them. My Farina really does not like being the only hydro character on a team. Well, let's see how much damage we can do here. We hit like 218,000 on our burst, and there goes flight mode. But it's okay. We, where's flight mode? Do you not fly? You don't fly? I would just bring Kazuha if you don't actually fly. Yeah, it looks like he doesn't fly. Let's restart. We no longer need an archer. Give me Kazuha. And we set up all of the bursts. Hydro res has increased. That's fine. Better than Electro. Thanks to Raiden being Raiden, we have infinite bursts on everyone. Oh, Electro res. That's not what I want to see. That is what we refer to as bad. Okay, so I don't think I'm clearing this in time, which makes me afraid for the Flins team, considering he's not even on the right artifact set. Wait, pause. Hold on. Pause. We cleared it, didn't we? What do you mean? What? No. Take it back. It's a free-to-play game, but I want a refund. Okay, I decided to shut up and lock in, so we got that one done. Now for Big Crab, which made me start craving crab legs. Oh, you start by going into the air? So the last boss usually goes in the air. Decided not to. This one usually takes a while to go into the air, but it decided, nah, I'm gonna do it first. I'm hoping this won't be too bad, considering I have C6 Nilu on the field. Okay, air part 2. Can you please spawn these in quicker? That was definitely easier than the first one. Oh boy, it is all up to Flins. Flins, I know you can do this. It's funny because I know it's not even here. Okay, we got through the shield. That's a good start. And now we can start doing our attacks. So we'll spam E, we'll spam our Q, we'll swap back to start getting some particles, make sure everything is set up. Oh no, it's shield time again? I don't like that. Just joking, I don't really mind it because I can go through these shields pretty quickly, which then does more damage to this dude. So this actually ended up being the easiest of all three. Let's go, Flins. End it with your cool burst. Yeah, that was the quickest one. I got myself my 5th Dust of Enlightenment, and honestly, I'm pleasantly surprised with how well this team did. With that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy, and as always, I shall see you all next time.